Hello, I'm Pam of HealingStars.com. This is a chart set for the Aries ingress of the Sun, otherwise known as the spring equinox. This is the first day of spring, symbolically. It's the beginning of the zodiac. And this chart is set with Aries on the left there in red, as I'm doing from now on. So you can see the colours of the rainbow go round. You can see the focus of which signs are in focus, and that is, of course, Aries, but also there's a strong emphasis on the sign of Pisces. And the moon is in Cancer. Very important, the position of the moon. And this chart is often used to forecast for the next 3 months the events that may occur in a country. In that case, it would be set for the capital city of the country. But here, for all of us, this is a new start, a new beginning. That's what Aries symbolically represents. And particularly so this year because Mars is also occupying the sign of Aries. Now, it only does that every 2 years. So this isn't a regular occurrence. And you can see, here's Mars, here's the Sun, here's Mars. And Uranus is also very close, connected to Mars. Now, Mars and Uranus together create a lot of energy to do something, can be very ungrounded, so be careful of accidents if you're prone to get ungrounded, but also inspiration and action. This is the go energy that we've been waiting for since Mars moved into Aries last week. The Sun represents consciousness. It's the light. It's the star. So the Sun shows now we have more considered action than just Mars in Aries on its own. It's a game change. There's drama involved here. Aries means I initiate. So what are you going to initiate in the next 3 months? Now is a good time to focus on that and do something, even if it's very small, on the day to mark that. That's your goal. That's your aim. Unless we have a goal, we just have ideas and they can stay in the dream world. So look out for the drama. The ideas that come when Mars and Uranus are together can be bold, original. You need to be fresh, you need to be new. However, be aware that Mars, Aries, can be naive. And speeding, of course, will get you into trouble with the cops. So be aware of that tendency. The initiation comes from cardinal signs, and we have, in this particular chart, a lot of planets in cardinal signs. We have, of course, the Sun, Mars and Uranus, Aries, first day of spring. Then moving around, we have the moon in Cancer. That represents the season of summer. We don't have anything in Libra at this time, but we have Pluto in Capricorn. Also forming is what is known as a kite, because it looks like a kite. And that is forming between the blue lines. So Pluto here, Neptune, Mercury, Chiron, the moon, and then up there to Saturn. Now that is an amazing ability to be in the flow. These are water signs, but also produce something, because Pluto is in very down-to-earth, very ambitious Capricorn at this particular chart. Look at your own chart. See what is being asked of you at this time to start. Where is Aries in your chart? This is your inner warrior. And the fact that Mars is there, as I said, for the first time in 2 years, is a new beginning. The cardinal signs, as I say, initiate, they start, they are the turning points of the year after all. But alongside those, we have a strong amount of planets in mutable signs. Mutable signs are Gemini, here's Jupiter. Virgo, nothing there. Sagittarius, nothing there. But Pisces has Neptune, Mercury, Chiron, and Venus. So there's a degree of flexibility, so initiation, but also being flexible, being prepared to adjust, not just going for something like a bull in a china shop, just going for it like, well, the ram actually is more appropriate than the bull, but not just going for it, but just also being able to adjust as you go along. The ability is to shift gears. Good expression. Venus is also exalted. That means she's in her best costume, so to speak. You think of planets as actors in a play, and the signs are the costumes they're wearing. Venus is love, and in Pisces she's unconditional love. She's the divine feminine. But notice she's also right at the end of Pisces, and she does change sign very soon after, on the 22nd of March. But here she is, holding that position. Think about that. The divine feminine, grace is available. Also, she's the goddess. The goddess would be Kuan Yin, Mother Mary. These beautiful goddesses that give so much love and support throughout the world. We're all as one. Mercury here in Pisces, 5 degrees 57 minutes. Mercury has only just moved forward. Mercury is still at that degree, it's still very slow. It's not retrograde, thank goodness, but the fact it's slow means it's that ability to relax, take your time about still connecting to the dream world that Pisces represents, taking time to meditate. I'm doing the Deepak Chopra meditation now every day, 21-day challenge. Highly recommend it. But this is important, especially notice, the moon is creating a trine, a flow of energy across to Mercury, Neptune, Chiron at this particular time. Now there is tension. There's always tension, frankly. I've never seen a chart without some tension in it. I'm yet to be amazed. Maybe there is one. But here the red lines represent tension. They represent a conflict, a challenge. The most important is the fact that this is a first quarter moon, just after, with the sun and the moon. And you can see that in the sky. You can see that beautiful crescent moon that appears, and then finally it's like halfway. It's the square before it becomes full. So this is always the seed time. What have we done at the seeding time? And that was in Pisces. And what are we now? It's about to show growth, about to appear. And the Cancer moon is always symbolic. It's always sensitive. It's always about emotions and feelings. Jupiter is also making a right angle, which he's been doing for quite a long time, to Chiron, but it's exactly the same degree, 10 degrees Pisces, 10 degrees Gemini. Jupiter is not strong in the sign of Gemini. It's too many ideas, too many thoughts, too many things, its ability. Gemini likes to have a perspective. It looks for higher ground. In Gemini, it's asking lots of questions, but is there an overall vision? That's what Jupiter needs. But at the moment, it's a little bit of too many ideas, so the focus is not there. However, healing is possible, because Chiron is to do with healing, and Gemini is to do with communication, healing our communication with each other in a sensitive way. Pisces is ultra sensitive. So be aware of not pushing or imposing your ideas or your vision, your beliefs on someone else. I think it's very appropriate that the new Pope, Pope Francis, he's a Sagittarian. He's represented by this blue energy up there. Sagittarians always have a feeling of, true faith. They are missionaries, natural missionaries of the zodiac, natural religious figures and teachers. And the new Pope has his moon and his Venus in Aquarius. He's a man of the people. And I noticed that quite a few people had really responded, even if they may not be Catholic, to his announcement. It's very much a Uranus factor, an unusual choice, but a very popular choice. So also has been noticed in the UK a lot of debate about freedom of the press. Now that is a Jupiter-Mercury debate, and it is not, the parties are split, they're not all as one. And of course the press is Gemini. It's reporters, they ask questions. So with Jupiter and Gemini, the press are getting too big for their boots, thinking they're godlike. That's my particular viewpoint. I have worked for the press in my past. I know it fairly well. I've experience there. But also the press they're at heart, there are a lot of very, very good people there. They're not all the same. The other aspect that's very important involving Jupiter is what is known as a yod, or finger of fate. It's the green lines here, connecting to Saturn at 10 degrees Scorpio, Pluto 11 Capricorn, Jupiter at 10 Gemini. Now this has been going on for quite a long time, before Christmas. But now Jupiter is moving forward, so that's fulfillment of that promise. A yod involves planets whose elements don't really get along. So air doesn't really get along with water and earth. Those two get along, they're compatible. So that's what it is. It's discomfort, ill at ease. It's like oil on water. They don't mix, elements that don't mix. So this is why we're having debates around things like the freedom of the press. That's my example. So the total to sum this chart up, it's a go for it chart, it's a new beginning chart. We have a wonderful moon, because the moon's in her own sign, the sun is now in its own sign, Venus is exalted. These are all positive. We've also got great alliances going along. Every blue line is an alliance. So feel into that. You have friends, we all have friends. And your friends, if you're a Scorpio, are Capricorns. They are Cancers, they are Pisces. The elements work. Water and earth get along. Fire and air get along. In very simple terms, and there's more on my website. So subscribe to my newsletter. I always give more detail in my newsletter at www.healingstars.com.